welcome to today's Gypsy Jazz tune. It's actually a Gypsy waltz written by Stefan Rembel for the film Midnight in Paris. It's called Bistro Fada, beautiful E minor key song, full of great ideas, phrases, and licks. I'm going to teach it to you note by note, rhythm by rhythm, phrase by phrase, completely breaking it down so that you learn it really well. Let's get started. The A section, which is what I want to go over today, there's basically three sections, and we're going to basically treat it like it's, each section is its own composition. Kind of talking again about some techniques, some of the theory behind it, so that you learn it and can memorize it instead of just kind of, again, reading it from the paper. First of all, it's just the intro. We're going to just break it down chord by chord. And the intro is this, E minor. So we're going 1, 2, 3. Okay, boom, chuck, chuck is usually what people refer that to. And then immediately you want to get the third in the bass, the G in the bass. Okay, so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you don't need to strum all 6 strings. That's way too much. You just want to isolate and pretty much hit, as I had written on the paper there, 4, 3, and the 2. So we're going to go to F sharp minor 7 flat 5. And if you don't know F sharp minor 7 flat 5, let's go through that very slowly. It's an A minor triad with the F sharp in the bass. And that's the 2 chord. And then instead of going to the 5 chord, which is B7, we're going to just play a riff. And that goes like this. Off into the melody. Of course, we could just loop that, which is what we're going to do. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. So this is why actually I like playing the E minor like this, because it makes it easier to go to the F sharp minor 7 flat 5 like this. So that's why I'm starting with E minor like this versus this. Okay, I'm actually using these fingers. And then I'm using my pinky to grab that G bass. And then here. Okay, and then the riff, I'm using my middle finger. So we want to do this. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alternating my picking. Okay. It's a nice little riff. Now try it up here. Here. You can see what I mean, that just from that opening intro riff, you can make that an exercise and move it all around. It's a really good, valuable skill to do. I'm going to play it very slowly. 1. And notice that I'm shifting to my first finger here. That's just my own preference. You might use your pinky. 1. And then you can shift, depending on what your strong fingers are. For me, these 1 and 3 are the strongest, even though I'll use my pinky sometimes for a slur like this. But I much prefer this. Most players do. So again, I'll talk about that phrase in a second, but let's just get the timing of the pickup measure into the melody. So this 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. And I have to tell you, that's the E melodic minor scale. And that kind of helps me know, by knowing that, that helps me later for improvisation and just kind of knowing what the harmonic and the scale material is. That's an E melodic minor scale starting on B. It's a good trick. I did this on the and of 1, I did an upstroke. So I went 1. Okay, 1. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay, 1. If you want to, at this tempo, you can do all downstrokes. 1. And that's fine too. I'm gonna have you do what works best for you as far as is like a glorified practice session. That's how I'm treating it. Like we're all practicing this together to get it down. 1, 2. Right there on the and of 2. 1, 2, and. 1, 2, and. 1, 2, and. 1, 2. 1, 2. A little bit slower. 1, 2. This note, just slide right into that 8th fret on the 2nd string, that G, which is a third of the chord. He's actually really just stacking this triad. He's got the G, he's got the 5th, the B, and the 3rd. Do you guys get that? Isn't that sweet? He's targeting chord tones. I always talk about these triad embellishments, and that's really what he's doing, creating this really sweet melody with some rhythmic motifs and also melodic motifs, both. Very compositional. But I don't. You could use whatever fingering feels comfortable. I'm doing my 3rd finger to arrive on this G. Because the next lick is on the and of 2, and you're gonna definitely want to get your 1st finger here. 1. Okay, so imagine this. Pro metronome. Get Pro metronome. It's free and it's great, and it talks to you. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, or 4, 4. It really, really helps when you're trying to get your timing, your phrasing correct and accurate to know where you're at. Because you can cheat, and you might not even know you're cheating. So definitely use the talking metronome. I know it sounds cheesy to use a talking metronome, but I like it. I like it, and I work with my students when we're working on transcriptions, and it really helps. That's pretty good.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Get ready.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm just gonna keep looping this a few times.
1.
I might take out that intro, but I'm gonna add the intro in just for now in case you want to give it a try. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Get ready.
2, 3.
1.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1.
This is 80.
3.
On the
1,
pickup note
2,
into
3,
measure 9,
1,
which is the
2,
melody.
3. 1, 2.
Here we go, I'll
3,
count. 1, 2, 3, 1.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1.
Pretty again. These are all really beautiful musical ideas. You got the this little chromatic to the root, the 3rd. That's called enclosure, when he's going from below it, above it, chromatic into the root. Okay. Again, there's a lot of beautiful compositional techniques here, improvisational ideas, motifs that you can extract from this solo. I'm going to point those out because they're really pretty, and I think it's very important to know that and understand it. And also, if you're jamming with somebody live in a band, you can instantly harmonize. So like if this is on the 3rd, you could go to the 5th and harmonize, you know, to the next note of the chord tone. And that's a great way to create harmonies and new licks from just one idea. So again, this is 1, 2, 2, 3. I'm adding a little dose of vibrato. You know, you want to add some life into these notes. I like to slide into it. Maybe I'll attack it harder. You know, don't just be very polite about it. Really dig in there. So notice my fingering. No matter what finger I chose for that G, I'm still going to use my index finger for the D sharp. And it's almost like a little chromatic exercise. So, you might use your pinky, you might use whatever finger you're, but then you're going to probably shift to the D sharp with your first finger. So again, that would be this. 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
We're going to take it about 80 and try to just keep adding to it. But, you know, again, you'll also get the timing, the phrasing, very, very important. As a matter of fact, the next phrase is just like the first phrase, but an octave higher. 1. Okay? 1. So we did this, 1. Now I'm going like this, 1. Different fingering. Again, you know, you might say, ooh, I like it better here. I'm just experimenting with different fingerings. But again, I think it lays really well here, 1. 1. So notice how I'm counting. I'm not really saying 1, 2, 3, but I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1. This is measure 13. 2. Try it with me.
1,
even
2,
even getting the
3,
slide to the 7,
1,
like
2,
this.
3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
3.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1,
2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
And I want to talk about this phrase.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
I'm starting on beat 3.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1.
And notice that I wrote slide there
2,
from the 6 to the 7. If you guys want to
2,
watch my finger
3,
here.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I think that really helps to get that lick down. 1, 2.
1, 2,
Right here.
1, 2, 3,
1, 2.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, let's backtrack to 13 and get that much down. 13, 14, and 15.
3, 1, 2, 3.
A few times.
2.
And then finally, now we're on the 5 chord. When he went just like this, that's a 5. And then now we're on the 5 chord. Boom, chuck, chuck, boom. And now he does this. And that note, if you're wondering, is not a chord tone. Well, it kind of is. It's a flat 9. B7, flat 9. But I'm playing it here. So if you want to take a look at the next phrase on the B7 chord, please go ahead. And notice that syncopation. 1 and 2 and 3 and ba-da-da. It's a nice little trick to take 3 notes and not play them as triplets. It's not this. It's not da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then here's, by the way, that's on the B7, right on the 3rd to the 5th. Like you're in the scale, actually it'd be the harmonic minor scale, E harmonic minor. Which will, again, we'll analyze a little bit further. But right now, B7, flat 9. And then go now to the A, which is a flat 7. See, you see it right here in the B7 chord. And that was flat 7, root, flat 9 to the 5th. So we have we have the flat 7, root, flat 9, repeat to the 5th. B7. You know, again, these are great lines. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Finish out that cool arpeggio there.
1.
Let's go ahead and get that last phrase that I did there on the B7 chord, the arpeggio. And off the root here. So we're doing this beautiful embellishment, I call it. Slur around the root. Half step above, half step below. Okay, we're starting on the root and it's a triplet. 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And notice my right hand. I'm just kind of digging in there and I'm resting on the string underneath it. And then I'm picking that as an upstroke. And then I'm adding on the triad, 3, 5. And I'm hitting that with a downstroke and then an upstroke. D sharp, F sharp. And if I wanted it more bright sounding, I'd get back to my bridge. But right now for demonstration, just to show you. It's good just to kind of... Again, you know, a lot of this is, there's a lot of good technical stuff out of that we can extract from this. These little dominant arpeggios. Again, I really want this to be a really useful lesson to where you can extract techniques and licks and ideas. You know, put it into Sweet Georgia Brown, put it into Dark Eyes. You know, these little arpeggio licks and phrases. Arpeggio now, I'm going to complete it. And I just ended up on the flat 7 here. Okay, and then to the 3rd of the E minor. Beautifully, that triad. Yes. If you're harmonizing, you do this. Okay, that's a little too fast. Here it is slow. Here it is slower. 2, 3. And that's right on the C7 chord. Right on the root. But it starts on the B. And then the final lick is 1. That's that B7 lick. 1. 1. And then you got to go all the way back around again to the top.